हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आरजी स्टूडियो चैनल में आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है। मेरा नाम राहुल है, मैं एक टीचर हूँ। इस वीडियो में मैं आपको इम्पोर्टेंट मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस की जानकारी देने जा रहा हूँ, जो कि एमपीएच मास्टर ऑफ पब्लिक हेल्थ एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो कि विभिन्न यूनिवर्सिटीज़ और इंस्टीट्यूट्स के लिए जो एग्जाम्स होते हैं, जैसे कि एम्स, पीजीआईएमईआर चंडीगढ़, टीआईएसएस मुंबई, जेआईपीएमईआर पौंडीचेरी, आईआईपीएच निम्हांस बेंगलोर, जेएनयू हैदराबाद यूनिवर्सिटी, लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी, आईसीएमआर और अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज और इंस्टीट्यूट जिनके लिए एमपीएच मास्टर ऑफ पब्लिक हेल्थ के लिए एंट्रेंस एग्जाम होता है, और अदर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम जैसे कि नीट, बीएससी नर्सिंग, पैरामेडिकल आदि के लिए वीडियो बहुत अधिक उपयोगी है। और जो कैंडिडेट्स विभिन्न कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और इसके लिए ऑनलाइन कोचिंग ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन की पीडीएफ नोट्स लेना चाहते हैं, वो 9411513974 पे व्हाट्सअप कर सकते हैं। और कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी के लिए एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना रखा है, जिसका लिंक आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब अवश्य कर लें ताकि इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन के वीडियोज मिलते रहें और विभिन्न जॉब्स और एडमिशन्स के लिए जो नए अपडेट्स आते हैं उसकी जानकारी मिलती रहे। वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर और कमेंट जरूर कीजिएगा। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, द टोटल फर्टिलिटी रेट इज ऑप्शन ए द टोटल नंबर ऑफ चिल्ड्रन बोर्न इन अ कंट्री इन अ गिवन ईयर डिवाइडेड बाय लेबर फोर्स, B. The number of children born to the average woman during her reproductive years. C. The number of births in a country divided by total population in a given year. D. The number of women age 15 to 45 in a country divided by total population. Correct answer is option B. The number of children born to the average woman during her reproductive years. Question here is the total fertility rate is. Total fertility rate is option B is correct. The number of children born to the average woman during her reproductive years. Its explanation is the total fertility rate TFR, sometimes also called the fertility rate, absolute potential natality period, total fertility rate PTFR, or total period fertility rate TPFR of a population is the average number of children that would be born to a woman over her lifetime if first, she has to experience the exact current age, specify fertility rates ASFRs through her lifetime, and second, she was to survive from childbirth until the end of her reproductive life. It is obtained by summing the single year age specific rates at a given time. Second question is, which of the following statement are correct about favipiravir? Option A. Favipiravir is an antiviral COVID-19 drug. B. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals under the brand name Faviplu has launched an antiviral drug Favipiravir. It is India's first COVID-19 drug launched priced at rupees 103 per tablet. Option D. All the above are correct. Correct answer is option D. All the above are correct. Question is, which of the following statement are correct about favipiravir? Correct answer is all the options are correct. That is, favipiravir is an antiviral COVID-19 drug. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals under the brand name Faviplu has launched an antiviral drug favipiravir. It is India's first COVID-19 drug launched priced at rupees 103 per tablet. So all the given options are correct. Its explanation is, favipiravir is an antiviral COVID-19 drug. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals under the brand name Faviplu has launched an antiviral drug favipiravir. It is India's first COVID-19 drug launched priced at rupees 103 per tablet. Next question is question number 3. China and India constituted around dash percentage of the world's population. Option A 40%, B 10%, C 80%, D 0.10%. Correct answer is option A 40%. China and India constituted around 40% of the world's population. Explanation is, the world's two most populated countries, China and India, together constitute about 36% of the world's population. Africa is the second most populated continent with around 1.28 billion people, or 16% of the world's population. Next question 4. How many countries, areas or territories are suffering from novel coronavirus outbreak in the world? A more than 50, B more than 100, C more than 150, D more than 200. Correct answer is option D, more than 200. Question here is how many countries, areas or territories are suffering from novel coronavirus outbreak in the world? Correct answer is more than 200. Explanation is according to WHO, around 216 countries, areas or territories are suffering from novel coronavirus or COVID-19 outbreak in the world till 11 June 2020. Question number 5 is with population growth rate of 1.0, how much time it would take to double the population? Option A 28 years, B 46 years, C 70 years, D 100 years. Correct answer option C 70 years. With population growth rate of 1.0, it would take around 70 years to double the population. Its explanation is the world's current overall as well as natural growth rate is about 1.14%, representing a doubling time of 61 years. We can expect the world's population of 6.5 billion to become 13 billion by 2067 if current growth continues. The world's growth rate peaked in the 1960s at 2% and a doubling time of 35 years. The growth rate can be used to determine a country or regions or even the planet's doubling time, which tells us how long it will take for that area's current population to double. This length of time is determined by dividing the growth rate into 70. The number 70 comes from the natural log of 2, which is 7.070. Next question 6. Thailand announced that it has proceeded to test its novel coronavirus vaccine on which animal bird? A. Monkeys, B. Lizards, C. Hens, D. Kites. Correct answer option A. Monkeys. Thailand announced that it has proceeded to test its novel coronavirus vaccine on monkeys. Explanation is after seeing positive results on mice, now Thailand announced that it has proceeded to test its novel coronavirus vaccine on monkeys. The vaccine uses messenger RNA mRNA technology to weaken the strain of the virus and produce antigens to fight with the virus from the root. Next question 7. The disease burden could be measured by the following index: A. Mortality adjusted life years, B. Premature deaths, C. Mortality fertility ratio, D. Disability adjusted life years. Correct answer option D. Disability adjusted life years. Question here is the disease burden could be measured by the following index. Correct answer is disability adjusted life years. Explanation is the disability adjusted life years is a measure of overall disease burden expressed as the number of years lost due to ill health, disability or early death. It was developed in the 1990s as a way of comparing the overall health and life expectancy of different countries. The DLY is becoming increasingly common in the field of public health and health impact assessment. It not only includes the potential years of life lost due to premature death but also includes equivalent years of healthy. Next question 8. In a study which cells are found in COVID-19 patients bode well for long-term immunity? A. P cell, B. D cell, C. T cell, D. Endothelial cells. Correct answer option C. T cells. In a study, T cells are found in COVID-19 patients bode well for long-term immunity. Explanation is T cells are known as immune warriors, help us fight some viruses, but their importance for battling SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, has been unclear. Research is going on and maybe it can be fruitful. Next question 9. What proportion of world's population lives in developing countries? A. Approximately 35%, B. Approximately 80%. C. Nearly 10 billion people. D. Less than 1 billion people. Correct answer option B. Approximately 80%. Approximately 80% of world's population lives in developing countries. Explanation is only about 15% or 1.16 billion live in developed countries. The rest of the 85% live in developing and underdeveloped countries. Almost half the world's life lives on less than $2.50 a day. 1.3 billion of those live in extreme poverty, living on less than $1.25 a day. 1 billion children live in poverty and 22,000 of them die every day due to starvation and lack of medical care. Next question 10. Name the vaccine that is jointly developed by the German company BioNTech and US pharma giant Pfizer for COVID-19. A. BNT162, B. PICO, VACC, C. Both A and B, D. Neither A nor B. Correct answer BNT162. Question number 10 is name the vaccine that is jointly developed by the German company BioNTech and US pharma giant Pfizer for COVID-19. Correct answer BNT162. Explanation is BNT162 is jointly developed by the German company BioNTech and US pharma giant Pfizer. It is a group of 4 potential vaccines based on the messenger RNA or mRNA concept. On the other hand, Picovec is an inactivated vaccine developed by the private biopharma company Sinovac. These vaccines are in clinical trial phases. Next question 11. Most of the early development in demography took place in option A. England, France, Germany and few other European countries. B. United States of America and few Latin American countries. C. Australia, India, China and Russia. D. None of the above countries. Correct answer option A. England, France, Germany and few other European countries. Question here is most of the early development in demography took place in. Correct answer England, France, Germany and few other European countries. Explanation is censuses, although usually not including all individuals, were carried out in the ancient world in powerful states such as Egypt, Babylon, Persia, India and China, as well as in some Greek city-states. Republican Rome took a census every 5 years. More recently, the Domesday Book in 11th century England listed landowners listed under tenants by a single name and did not list other family members and non-tenants. Next question 12. Name a clinical trial in which blood is transfused from recovered COVID-19 patients to a coronavirus patients who is in critical condition. A. Plasma therapy. B. Solidarity. C. Remdesivir. D. Hydrochloroquine. Correct answer option A. Plasma therapy. Question here is name a clinical trial in which blood is transfused from recovered COVID-19 patients to a coronavirus patient who is in critical condition. Correct answer plasma therapy. Explanation is plasma therapy or convalescent plasma therapy is a clinical trial in which blood is transfused from recovered COVID-19 patients to a coronavirus patients who is in critical condition. Next question 13. Which among the following indicator is not used while computing physical quality of life index PQLI? A. Infant mortality. B. Life expectancy at age 1. C. Basic literacy. D. Per capita income. Correct answer per capita income. Question here is which among the following indicator is not used while computing physical quality of life index? So per capita income is not used while computing physical quality of life index. And infant mortality, life expectancy at age 1, basic literacy, these are included for computing physical quality of life index. Explanation is the physical quality of life index PQLI is an attempt to measure the quality of life or well-being of a country. The value is the average of 3 statistics, basic literacy rate, infant mortality, and life expectancy at age 1, all equally weighed on a 0 to 100 scale. Next question is 14. How does coronavirus transmit? A. When a person sneezes or cough, droplets spread in the air or fall on the ground and nearby surfaces. B. If another person is nearby and inhales the droplets or touches these surfaces and further touches his face, eyes or mouth, he or she can get an infection. C. It is the distance. If the distance is less than 1 meter from the infected person. D. All the above are correct. Correct answer option D. All the above are correct. Question here is, how does coronavirus is transmit? All the given options are correct. That is, when a person sneezes or cough, droplets spread in the air or fall on the ground and nearby surfaces. If another person is nearby and inhales the droplets or touches these surfaces and further touches his face, eyes or mouth, he or she can get an infection if the distance is less than 1 meter from the infected person. All these options are correct. Explanation: coronavirus COVID-19 transmits through the above mentioned options. Next question 15. National health policy was adopted in India in which of the following years? A. 1963, B. 1973, C. 1983, D. 1993. Correct answer option C. 1983. National health policy was adopted in India in 1983. In 1983, India has adopted its national health policy. Explanation is, National health policy in India was not framed and announced until 1983. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare evolved a national health policy in 1983, keeping in view the national commitment to attain the goal health for all by 2000 AD. The policy lays stress on the preventive, promotive, public health and rehabilitation aspects of health care. Next question. When was the National Forest Policy formulated for the first time in the independent India? A. 1952, B. 1961, C. 1971, D. 2002. Correct answer 1952. Question here is, when was the National Forest Policy formulated for the first time in the independent India? Correct answer 1952. Explanation is, the National Forest Policy of 1952 was formulated by keeping these two priorities at the forefront. Key highlights of the National Forest Policy 1952. A holistic but utilitarian approach to forest management as India became independent and needed to grow its economy. Next question 17. What happens to a person suffering from COVID-19? A. Around 80% of the people will require no treatment as such and will recover on their own. B. Around less than 20% or a small proportion may need hospitalization. C. A very small proportion basically suffering from chronic illness may need admission in an intensive care unit ICU. D. All the above are correct. Correct answer option D. All the above are correct. Question here is, what happens to a person suffering from COVID-19? All the options are correct. That is, around 80% of the people will require no treatment as such and will recover on their own. Around less than 20% or a small proportion may need hospitalization. A very small proportion basically suffering from chronic illness may need admission in an intensive care unit ICU. All the above options are correct. Explanation is, a person who develops COVID-19, majority of the people 80% does not require treatment and will recover on their own. A small proportion less than 20% may need hospitalization and a very small proportion who are underlying chronic illness may need to admit in an ICU. Next question 18. According to Harris and Tadaro, creating urban jobs by expanding industrial output. A. It is insufficient for solving the urban unemployment problem. B. Will generate capital intensive technologies. C. Will generate more government revenue through urban wages. D. Induce government to increase wages. Correct answer option A is insufficient for solving the urban unemployment problem. Question here is, according to Harris and Todaro, creating urban jobs by expanding industrial output. Correct answer option A is insufficient for solving the urban unemployment problem. Explanation is, according to Harris Todaro, if wages in urban areas are higher than rural income, there will be excess migration to the urban areas that will lead to urban unemployment. According to Harris and Todaro, creating urban jobs by expanding industrial output is insufficient for solving the urban unemployment problem. Next question 19. In which age group the COVID-19 spreads? A. COVID-19 occur in all age groups. B. Coronavirus infection is mild in children. C. Older person and persons with pre-existing medical conditions are at high risk to develop serious illness. D. All the above are correct. Correct answer option D. All the above are correct. Question here is, in which age group the COVID-19 spreads? All the given options are correct. That is, COVID-19 occur in all age groups. Coronavirus infection is mild in children. Older person and person with pre-existing medical conditions are at high risk to develop serious illness. All the above options are correct. Explanation is, COVID-19 occur in all the age groups, but according to Aiims, the infection of coronavirus is mild in children. Persons are at high risk who are old, and a person suffering from some medical conditions like high blood pressure, cancer, lung disease, diabetes, heart disease. Next question 20. Alex column of life table refers to which to one of the following? A. Probability of death. B. Number of persons living at exact age X. C. Number of persons years lived. D. Total lifetime after age X. Correct answer option B. Number of persons living at exact age as X. Question here is, Alex column of life table refers to one of the following. Correct answer, number of persons living at exact age X. Explanation is, a life table is a record of survival and reproductive rates in a population broken out by age, size or development stage. Example, Gracia, egg, hatchling, juvenile, adult. Wildlife population ecologists have found life tables useful in understanding patterns and causes of mortality, predicting the future growth. इस वीडियो में 20 इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस की जानकारी बताई गई है जो कि विभिन्न यूनिवर्सिटीज और इंस्टीट्यूट्स के लिए होने वाले एमपीएच एंट्रेंस एग्जाम जैसे कि एम्स, पीजीआईएमईआर चंडीगढ़, टीआईएसएस मुंबई, जेआईपीएमईआर पौंडुचेरी, आईआईपीएच अहमदाबाद एंड अदर लोकेशंस, निमहैंस बेंगलोर, जेएनयू, हैदराबाद यूनिवर्सिटी, लखनऊ यूनिवर्सिटी, आईसीएमआर और अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज और इंस्टीट्यूट जिनके लिए एमपीएच एंट्रेंस एग्जाम होता है उन सभी के लिए वीडियो बहुत अधिक उपयोगी है। और जो कैंडिडेट्स विभिन्न यूनिवर्सिटीज और इंस्टीट्यूट्स के होने वाले एमपीएच और अदर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं और इसके लिए ऑनलाइन कोचिंग ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन के पीडीएफ नोट्स लेना चाहते हैं, वो 9411513974 पे व्हाट्सअप कर सकते हैं। और कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी के लिए एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना रखा है जिसका लिंक आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब अवश्य कर लें ताकि इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन के वीडियोज मिलते रहें और विभिन्न जॉब्स और एडमिशंस के लिए जो नए अपडेट्स आते हैं उसकी जानकारी मिलती रहे। वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर और कमेंट जरूर कीजिएगा। वीडियो देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।